Hi everyone, my name's Catherine. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, and if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. Hi everyone, welcome back. So for this Throwback Thursday, I thought I'd do a page out of Spooky Halloween Colour by Number Mosaics by Prachi Dewan Sachdeva. So this is from 2020, I think. I don't know if I've got a year written on it. No, I think it's 2020 though, because of this first page that I've coloured back in 2010. I did this one all in glitter gel pens. This is just a really cute book to colour in. The pages are nice and simple. Your colours certainly don't need to be precise. This is the one that I'm just working at the moment. This colour has run out, so I just have to keep resting my pen, colouring a little bit more, resting my pen, colouring a little bit more. So I've only got this much left to do, so hopefully next time I grab my pen, it'll be ready to go. Okay, so 10 is blue, and the only other blue is a light blue, so we'll just do a nice blue on here. How is everybody doing? I'm okay, I'm fine. At the beginning of September I broke my toe, so that less fine. I just stubbed it on the bed, on the wooden leg of the bed. I just stubbed it. I was climbing onto the bed, so yeah, I had quite a bit of momentum going, and I just caught my little toe on the leg of the bed, and it swelled up really badly. It went all the colours. It was pretty impressive, which I was glad of, really, because I hurt myself quite often. I'm quite clumsy, and loads of times I hurt myself and there's nothing to show for it. So then either I look like I'm just whinging, or I just don't get any sympathy, you know, even though I'm in pain. So, so at least I had something to show for this. So that's a slight improvement on previous injuries. But yeah, so we're into October now, and it is still, it's the correct colour now, but it is still quite swollen and quite tender. It's all right most of the time, but then when I put shoes on, the shoes then squash it, so then it's been rubbed and squashed all day, which is then gets to be quite painful. So that's frustrating. You might be able to hear Saffron in the background at some point. She's just walking around shouting. She just does that sometimes now, walks around shouting. Mark thinks that she's looking for Smudgy. I don't think she's looking for Smudgy. I think she understands that Smudgy isn't here anymore. But she might be missing Smudgy, that I'm more convinced of. So I'm not colouring with any particular supplies. This that I'm colouring with at the moment is one of the pens that you can get from B&M. So they're very budget friendly, and I really like them. I'm going to start having these more, but at the moment I'm trying to run down all these pens that I've got that I don't want. I don't want to keep buying that make or whatever, so I'm just running them down now is the plan. So I'm going to end up with just having, for marker pens, I'm just going to have Sharpies and these from B&M because they are good. Because you get the two ends. The other end is a brush marker, and the nibs are quite soft. Like sometimes Sharpies are a bit scratchy. So these are pretty nice. I'm liking these. So I'm just trying to run down everything else that I've got. Sorry about that. Mark is doing some DIY, and sometimes he has to come into the house to get some tools and things, and it is just so loud that I'm just going to stop the video until he's gone. Oh no, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. Oh yeah, running my pens down. So I've got oh, I don't know what make they are. I've got oh I know, does it say on? I've got the shuttle art, yeah. I've got a load of shuttle art pens that I want to get rid of. I do really like them, but they're yellow, and I can't be bothered with it. So they colour very similar to these, so again, these are a good replacement for that. So I've got those that I want to run down. I've got lots of ultrafine Sharpies. I don't want them. And ultrafine and normal Bic Intensity. I do like the Bic Intensity, but they're just too hard to get over here. So I'm giving up with them. I am going to keep buying the 5-pack of pastel colours. That's got in it the light, I can't remember the name of any of the colours. Is it something like melon or mango or something? So it's got the light orange in it, it's got the light purple in it, it's got the light blue in it, and a couple of others, light pink. And those colours I use quite a lot, and I get through them quite a lot. And Sharpies don't have good alternatives. So I'm going to keep buying those 5 packs. Because those colours are pretty useful, and use them to supplement my Sharpies. But other than that, I won't be buying any more Bic intensities. You wait now. I'll see them somewhere for a ridiculously cheap price, and then I'll buy them. But that's the plan with that anyway. So yeah, I'm not really using anything in particular on here. It's just down to what colours I'm trying to use up. And then when I get down to weird colours, you know, weird colours that you hardly ever use. So one of the colours that I've got in this pack is this really... This isn't it. Grabbed the wrong one. Is this dark denim blue. Okay. And I've used it before in pictures, and it is so dark. It looks like black. It is so dark. So I'll either use it as a black, or I'm going to use it on like one colour things. You know, where the actual colour itself doesn't matter. So I'm going to use those weird ones up on those sorts of pictures. Because I don't have the storage space for like thousands of different types of pens and things. So I've been doing this for long enough now to know what I reach for, what I use, what I want from my colouring. And when I reach for markers, I'm not doing fancy colouring. So I don't need fancy marker pens, because I'm just not doing that with them. And it's all well and good, like, having these best of intentions. Oh yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'll have lessons and all this sort of stuff. That hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And if I was bothered, I would have made time, and I haven't. So that's the end of that. That is the end of that. I've got no idea what this is going to be. Like, even now that I've done loads of the background, quite often once you've done some of the background, it gives you the shape and you might be able to guess, but I can't guess what this is. It's quite nice having the shapes so big. Sometimes you're just not in the mood, are you, for fiddly stuff and things like that. So that's that. This might be a spider. Dangling off something. Don't know. I can't tell you how tired I was last week. I was on my way to work and I was working in a different venue, which is an hour away from me, and I go on the motorway to get there. So it's not that far, but it isn't round the corner. And I was so tired, I had to pull over on the services on the way there to sleep for 15 minutes because I was falling asleep on the motorway. So I had to pull over. I don't remember waking up a lot in the night. I thought I'd had my sleep, but when I woke up, it was that usual thing where you're fighting to open your eyes, and you just know if I don't get up, I am just going to fall completely back to sleep. So dragged myself out of bed, and I know that normally once I'm up and I've got going, I'm all right, but that was not the case. That was not the case at all. I was just so tired. Number 19, grey. The alternative is dark grey, so grey. Hiya, Saffron. Anything useful to announce that you've noticed? You going to sit down for a bit? Yeah. She's finished the mowing and now she's coming to sit down for a bit. She doesn't know it yet, but Mummy and Daddy are off work for the week. So that's obviously going to be a great time for Saffron. She enjoys company. Even if she goes into the room to go to sleep, she likes knowing that there's people in the house with her and she's not by herself. So, yeah, so she's going to be happy about that when it happens. Oh, I haven't got a dark grey. I have got a dark grey, but it's so dark, it's black. So that doesn't count. So I'll deal with that in a minute. Number 4, red. So Mark went out to the shops yesterday and I was like, no, I'm going to stay in. I didn't know he was going to go to the Doggy Mac. I still wouldn't have gone with him. He went to loads of places and I was just so tired. But he went to the Doggy Mac and they had got loads of Disney collectible pins. Just amazing. So he sent me a photograph and he got me some. I got a Disney Some White Rabbit, amazing, and a Disney, no, and a Cheshire Cat ice lolly pin. So there's like some of the pin series are like desserts, and this is the Cinderella themed dessert. This is the Pocahontas themed dessert. And this one was obviously ice creams or whatever. So it was an ice lolly, and it was Cheshire Cat colours, a stripy ice lolly with a bite taken out of it. It was like a strawberry mivvy. So I know you don't know what a mivvy is. A strawberry mivvy is it's frozen ice on the outside, so it's an ice lolly, strawberry ice lolly, but then inside is vanilla ice cream. So whatever's that's called. What else have I? Oh, I've heard them called like fruit splits. So a strawberry split or something. Yeah. Well, whatever you know that as. This Cheshire Cat ice lolly looks like that. Like there's ice cream in the middle. So that's so cute. So yeah, he got me them. I don't know where I'm going to put them though. I've got a load of pins that I really like. I had them all on my denim jacket and I hated it. So I've taken them all off. But I don't know what to do with them now. I could do with one of those bags with the pin display window in it. But I don't know. I definitely think this is a spider dangling off it, but I don't know what this is. I'm just thinking about my colours. Let me come back to this, because looking at what colours I've got, really this should be my red brown, which is number 2. So let me rethink. And we can do these. Looks like a raspberry. Okay, forget that a minute. Number 8 is green, and I've got 3 shades of green. So mid green. So as you can see now, I'm onto a Bic marking, and it's a fine doodah. So yes, these do take a little while to colour with, but it doesn't matter because I want them using up. Because obviously I don't want to just throw things out. want to use the ink that's in them. So I'm just tolerating colouring like this. Went through a phase where I needed all the alcohol fine line as humanly possible. But I just don't use fine liners, really. I'm more likely to go for a glitter gel pen. So I'm getting through these pens slowly but surely. And at least I don't feel like I've wasted my money, because I am using them, you know. I don't want them, but I am using them, so it's not a waste of money. Number 5, orange. So I've decided I'm going to try and get an official diagnosis for attention deficit. I've been convinced that I've got it since, I don't know, like my early 20s. I think I first thought, I think I might have that. And then I did get a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, and within that is attention deficit. So then I just accepted, well, there you go. But it's not an official diagnosis of that exact condition. Well, now I'm questioning my borderline diagnosis. I think I may have had that when I was younger, but now, and you are supposed to grow out of it, but now I don't think it really rings true. And the problem with that means that I don't have any support mechanisms in place, because I've now got this potentially incorrect diagnosis. So I'm gonna see if I can get this diagnosis, and then I'll know where I stand a bit better, because I go through some of these feelings and I can't tell if I'm just being lazy, I'm not putting the effort in. And then I'm like, well, it could be because of this. But if that's not the case, then I'm just making excuses for myself. But if it is the case, then I need to be looking for like coping mechanisms, and support and things. So I don't know. feel a little bit in limbo, I suppose. And it never really mattered before because my other symptoms, my depression and the anxiety, those were the things that would be debilitating for me. But I think now, I'm older, my meds are settled, so although those things are still there, on a day-to-day basis, I don't feel that those are what are affecting me. I have to be aware of my anxiety because some things are just too much for me to cope with. So there is that. I'm not saying I don't have anxiety anymore. But I feel now that it's these other attention related issues that are the cause of me struggling. So I've been looking into that and I need to go to the doctors. So I need to go to the doctors to get that started. But I hate going to the doctors. It feels like you're wasting your day. I'm not saying it's a waste of time, I don't mean that, but there's only so many hours in the day. And when you work and you've got other commitments, those few hours I have free, I don't really want to spend them in the doctors. You see what I mean? So I'm kind of putting it off, which is silly because it's going to take forever to get the appointment with the specialist to get the diagnosis. So I'm like, I could be like a year away from really getting anywhere with this. So putting it off is foolish, really, but I just don't want to. Just don't want to. So that'll happen as and when it happens. I'm not completely falling apart at the moment, so I've got a bit of time. So me and Mark are off this week because it's our wedding anniversary. So we tend to have the week off together. Not that we're going anywhere, like, but it's just nice to be off together at the same time. So that's the plan. I think we're going to go to a National Trust property on our actual anniversary. I've got a voucher for free entry to somewhere as a one-off. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And I've got a list of National Trust properties that have got their own sew-on badge. So I've said to Mark, here's a list of all the properties that have sew-on badges. You pick where you want to go from this list. Because not every property has the badges, you see. I think there's only 100 think there's only 100 that have the badges. And as there's not somewhere in particular that we want to go, you know, let's choose from this list. And then they've been narrowed down a bit, you see. I mean, it looks like a pumpkin, but it's a bit weird. Like distorted or something. I don't know. Okay. Number 7 is dark green. I'm sorry to say that's another... it's another fine Bic. As I say, trying to get rid of him. Trying to use them up. Because once I've got a massive box full of these generic pens that I'm working my way through. Once they're all gone, I'll then start replacing with the B&Ms again. And I keep thinking, oh, go to B&M, buy pens. No, you need to use these pens. Being quite strict with myself. It's hard. I want to buy all the things. Got a load of flip throughs to load up, so I'm sorry that there's so many of those on the channel. I mean, obviously just don't watch them if you're not interested. But I got behind. My head wasn't in the right place to do videoing, and I just decided if I want a video, I'm going to video. If I don't want a video, then that's not happening. So back in August, I dropped a day at work so that I could care for a family member that just needs some help with some bits. Any more number 7s? Oh yeah, in here. I don't know what these are. I wonder if they're like little colourful skulls, like decorations. Very cute. Like it. So this family member is just struggling with things like keeping their cleaning up to date, that sort of thing. So I'm just going in on that day to do the cleaning for them, do the laundry, sort out appointments and things like that. So that has been quite stressful because I've been witnessing this person deteriorating quite a lot. So that's been hard, seeing that. So yeah, that's been a bit of a struggle. So I just wasn't in the mood for videoing. What that thus means is that all these things backed up. 16 hot pink. Hey. Ten is that blue again from up there. Oh, Mark, he's in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, everyone, hi, I'm back. I've been gone for a few hours. The in-laws came round, so we were talking to them for a bit, and then it was 2 o'clock, so I needed to give my mum a ring, so I did that, and then we were waiting for Mark's friend to come round to pick him up, and now they've gone for a walk, so I'm back. And in that time, I've decided that I definitely want to colour over this because I don't know what I'm going to do with number 2 otherwise. So I'm going to use one of the shuttle art markers to go over this to make it the right colour. Brown, and then I can use that one for number 2, and then I've got a lighter brown for number 3. So that's the plan there with that. Saffron's had a great afternoon because all those visitors that came, they all brought smells with them, and that was obviously amazing. Those of you that don't know, Saffron collects smells. That's her hobby. That and eating food, of course. So she's collected. This doesn't look that different to what I've already got down. Well, it'll have to do. It's all I've got. It's all I've got, and we're here now. It'll be fine, I'm sure. So yeah, so she's collected loads of smells. And then I've just given her a tea. And now she's having her after tea nap. She's going to be exhausted all night now because obviously she's been disturbed a few times during her afternoon nap. You know, so she's got a lot of catching up to do in terms of sleeping. managed to get the dregs out of my other pen. So I've finished that other picture now. So there you go. just about managed. So if you've got a pen that's running out, just keep resting it. When it runs out, rest it, and then when you come back to it after a bit, the ink will have had time to move back down to move to the nib, so then you can get a bit longer, then rest it again, and just keep doing that, and eventually, I'm not saying you'll have enough ink, obviously that I can't guarantee, but you'll get as much ink as you can out of that pen. Oh, I never got my other shade of grey. I have to do that in a minute. So I think it is a pumpkin. I think it's a pumpkin looking at the spider. I think that's what it is. That's why he's had a funny, like he looks a bit like a strange shape. You can see it easier on the camera than I can see it because I'm like focusing on the individual hexagons. But yeah, I think he's looking at the spider. I'll be interested to see if he's horrified or if it's his pet spider and he's enjoying himself. If Mark gets back before I finish this, I'll just speed colour the rest of it. As I'll be filming this for days. I've got another video sat waiting to be done. I want to do my Halloween colouring book collection, but like you've seen most of it already, and you know, you're just repeating the same videos over and over, aren't you? So what I thought I'd do is not my entire Halloween colouring book collection, the books that I've coloured in, and I'll show you my completed pages and my whips. And then as I was sorting those, you know, and tabbing the pages to show you, I thought, you know, I've got a pile of books here that I haven't coloured in at all, so that's what I'm going to colour in now for the rest of October. Those books that I haven't done anything in yet. Some of those books are new, so, you know, fair enough. But I don't like having books that I haven't coloured in, because like it makes me ask myself, well, why do you own it then? You know, so if I've got a good answer, then that's fine, isn't it? But if it's like, actually, I don't want to colour it, then I'll weed it out. Weed it out, and it goes onto the eBay site. So my eBay site is linked in the description below, and that's where I have any books that I've found whilst car booting or charity shopping, thrifting, whatever. They go onto there, and also anything of mine that I've decided to destash, they also go onto that eBay site. And then if after a bit, if they don't sell, then I give them to charity, because I can only go so low with the price of the books, because obviously I've got to cover the postage, and if it's getting so cheap that it only covers my postage, then I'd rather not have the hassle. I'd rather charity had it. So I can only go so low on my prices. So some books go straight to charity because I'm like, this is only worth this much, and that doesn't cover the postage, so it's got to go. So yeah, pop on, have a look, see what you think. Is there anything that you fancy on there? Obviously, international, the postage is going to be a lot higher, and then, yeah, that's obviously a problem. Okay, is that all the ones? I think that is all the ones done. Amazing. Right, now we can do the twos, and we're back with this colour again. Honestly, pay attention to what you're doing. I think that dark brown has dried a lot darker somehow. I don't know, it just looked really similar to this one when I was putting it down. But I think they will be different enough. I'm starting to think that this pumpkin is frightened of the spider. What do you reckon? So we were watching Lost, and we're on to like season 5, and Mark has just bailed on it. Well, I'm too invested now, so I'm going to be watching the rest of it by myself. I am enjoying it. He says it's got too silly, which I suppose I do know what he means, but equally I like nonsense, so it's fine with me. So I'm still enjoying it. I don't know where on earth it thinks it's going. It just seems to be getting... The situation just seems to be getting more and more out of hand. You know, so I don't feel like it's reaching a conclusion. I just feel like it's getting worse. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where this ends up. This brown might be too light. You know, it looks like a good colour on the swatch, and then you put it in your book and it isn't quite what you hoped for. We're nearly on the black. I've just noticed some 13 down here. Have I already done 13? No, 13 is purple. Okay, cool. And then we're on the black, and then I'll nip off and get my dark grey. I feel like I'm trying to go really fast in case Mark comes back. So I'm like, go, go, go. Right, purple. So this is that really dark grey that I've got. You see, it's practically black, so I'm just using it as black. Again, just to get it used up, because I don't need a grey that's this dark. But you do always need black. So using it for that instead. Because it doesn't matter if my spider is a really dark grey. That's fine for this. In my opinion. Okay. I've seen someone saying that Deborah Moore's bringing out a book, Halloween All Year. So I'm excited to see that. I will definitely be getting that one. I really like Deborah Muller's drawing style. Try not to go too crazy with which of hers I'm going to buy. But whenever I see she's got a new one out, I'm interested. I watch the flip through and see what I think. But that one, I don't need a flip through. I know I want that. I love Halloween so much. I love the colours. They're so beautiful. Autumn is such a beautiful season. So I love the colours. I love the animals. I love the imagery. And Halloween, Samhain, such an important festival to me. All about ancestor worship, you know, and learning what we can from our ancestors, asking for guidance, being thankful to them for watching over us, all that sort of amazing stuff, because Halloween is the time when the veil is thinnest, so we're able to communicate with them more easily. And then in terms of all this sort of Halloween stuff, like ghosts and ghoulies and all stuff like that, for me, that's the same as you know, Christmas being what Christmas is, and then we have Santa and Rudolph and all that sort of stuff. I don't find it offensive. It's just, I don't know, it's just a cute side of it. It's just fun. That's how I see it. It doesn't detract from the real meaning of Halloween to me. Some of the images are just absolutely silly, and other images are quite accurate, quite poignant to me. So yeah, I've seen a lot more witchcraft books that are quite colouring books, sorry, that are quite pagan rather than being spooky. So I've been really enjoying that. I'd love for pagan to become more mainstream. I find it quite frustrating because obviously paganism was here before the other religions, and yet it's now treated like, I say now, I mean for centuries we're treated like freaks and weirdos, but actually this was the original religion. So I do like it when some pagan things come into the mainstream. So like at Easter, I love that. How everyone's buying Easter eggs. Love it. Because it's totally pagan. So I love it. That like I can do something and it's completely normal. Everyone else is doing it. Right, let me grab my grab a dark grey. I do not have many greys left at all. Cool grey 7. Yeah, that'll do it. Cool grey 7. Yes. Okay. So these are all shuttle arts. Surprising how much you use greys. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're going to get it done. You right, Saffron? Just rearranging. Yeah, she's gone back to sleep again. She must wake up sometimes and her bum has gone numb. Okay, there he is. Look at that. Love it. Do you know what he needs? He needs a little bit of white. I think my spider needs eyes. I'll just do 2. I know they have more than 2, but I don't want it to start to go crazy. And then this is his tongue. Cute. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps to support me and the channel. Okay, everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.